All right, this is a question from Emily, who says, I've been in recovery since the end of January. Struggled binge eating disorder and anorexia my whole teenage years, hospitalised at 17. Even so, it almost took me 2 years to fully quit the recovery process. Anyway, after 6 months of eating to full mental and physical satiation, almost every day, I'm trying my best, but some days really hard. Gaining almost all the weight I lost in the past years and recovering my period. After years of not having one, things have calmed down a bit. My hunger hasn't completely settled, but I feel like I'm truly rewiring my perspective on food. That's great. However, I've observed a certain phenomenon, which I've never heard anyone go through or talk about. Some days my hunger seems to be calmer or less intense than others, and on these days I have a tendency to tell myself, yay, things are calming down, you're finally having a more stable and regular food intake. Your hunger's not crazy and unhinged as it was a couple of days or weeks, months ago. But whenever I tell myself this, I always end up at the end of the day with an unexpected bout of extreme hunger and have to feast way more than what I usually do on a normal day. It's as if whenever I cry victory, my body immediately goes back to fear of restriction mode and it forces me to eat way more than I actually need nowadays to feel satiated. These days are very troubling to me, and it seems like I can never be proud of having less intense hunger days because I always end up eating whole chocolate tablets. Chocolate tablets? Is that a foreign thing? Crisps and other processed foods I don't crave as much in the first month of recovery. I find it very confusing, and I hope you can give me some insight, perhaps even tips on how to tackle this strange recovery phenomenon. Well, I will do my best. So, it's not uncommon what you're experiencing. Pretty common, actually. Hate to tell you that. Bog standard, just like everyone else. It goes up and down, and I remember the same sort of thing. You have a day where you're just like, wait a minute, I feel normal. I feel fucking normal. And you're sort of like that. And then, boom. No, not normal. Binge on a load of food. And so, but what you'll start to find, and this will take time, but what you'll start to find is those little moments of feeling normal get a bit longer and the binges get a bit less, and that will happen over time. Now, until that happens, what you have to focus on is, even when you're having one of those days where you're just like, I've got a normal amount of hunger, then just remind yourself, body doesn't trust me yet. I still have to convince it that there's abundant food, and force yourself to eat just a little bit more than you want to on those normal times. And what will happen then is, hopefully, it means that your body won't start to panic and go, oh God, there's not enough food, I need to intake a whole load. So we have to remember, like, we've got to nurture, we've got to sort of like coax your body into believing that there's abundant food everywhere and there's no more famine. Okay, body, it's fine. And your body is a bit skeptical. It's just like, yeah, well, you said that before, didn't you? And look what you fucking went and did. Another 4 years of starvation, dick. So don't worry about that. Your body's allowed to be skeptical. You've just got to be patient with it. And you've just got to kind of be like, all right, I'm not feeling quite as ravenously hungry as I usually do, but I'm just going to eat a bit extra to sort of think about it as investment in hopefully convincing your body that things really are okay. So that's where it's like, you can't be mad at your body. You have to be the adult in the room. You can't get into a pissing fit with your body and be like, well, body, you idiot, why are you going and doing that again? I thought you said you weren't hungry now, for goodness sake. You have to be the adult in your room, and you have to go like, okay, body, well, I know that you're telling me now that I'm not quite as hungry, but let's just have a little bit extra, because we know that later on you're going to be hungry, aren't you? That's how you think about it. That's what I did. And overall, though, the biggest thing is, don't worry about it too much, because it's going to be this up and down process. It's going to take a while to even out. It's going to take a while for your body to get over thinking there's a famine around the corner. And we just have to have compassion for the body, because it's just trying to do its best at surviving. And surviving must be quite difficult, especially if you have to try and survive with someone who's got anorexia and is not giving you enough food. So we have to have compassion for the body, because it does very well. And it's going to be cynical, and fair play to it for being cynical. On those days when you're not as hungry, just eat a little bit extra for me, okay? And be nice to your body. Okay, bye.